Hi, today is September the 7th, 2021, and I'm reading on Kobe Bryant. I've just been compelled to look back at his energy and his daughter's. Oftentimes, I just go by this kind of odd feeling that I get to look at something. And it's often things that I wouldn't necessarily, sometimes even things like, no, I'm not really interested in what this person was doing, so, etc. But that's especially when I have to take notice. And when I do, which is because I'm curious, I always want to read and find out about people, despite any kind of an initial hesitancy. What I find is when I get that indescribable, really compelling need to read on them, especially when I'm not somebody that's, like I said, necessarily somebody that's a big follower of this person's career or what have you. Like I know Kobe was a big Lakers, hero, and I respect that. I'm from Warrior territory, so much respect to Kobe for his skills, and I just feel like I need to look back and just see if there's anything he wants to share. Thus why I'm, being drawn to read on him. Okay, let's see what we get. Now, before this, when I was getting the draw to read on him, I've done some readings off camera, and I got permission. That's one of the things I do, is I ask permission. Do you want to communicate with me? And I will see a positive or a negative. There's sometimes I get a negative, but it's not very often, and it's usually because someone's still working something out. But let's just take a look at Kobe and see what he wants to share. And again, I ask for the source, the Most High, the Most Holy. I go to the source, and I ask my spiritual mentors and ancestors to assist me. And in this case, Kobe's as well, so that I can relate what he may wish to share through my cards as accurately and clearly as I can. And I'm a human filter, so I'm flawed. I don't get everything right, but I try to get the main points that I see across as best I can. I feel him. A pretty strong sense of his presence. Like waiting to communicate with me. He's very much the dad that we saw before, the end of his life. He's still very much that person, that being. It's just that he's in another realm, if you will. He's just like, if you think of it, like he's out of state, right now. And that's really it. He's just in a different, altered state of consciousness. It's a different state of consciousness and awareness. But we live on. We pass through the transition of death, but I know we live on. All right, let's take a look and see if Kobe has anything he wants to bring up. Now that he's got the floor here. Okay, so Kobe Bryant. Okay. The Tower. The sudden he's talking about, and it could be the crash, sudden reset. Not expected. I think this is also, you can see people falling. That's a bit worrisome because it was a crash. So I think it is picking up on, it's touching on that aspect. Okay. So let's take a look at what's crossing him. Transitioning. And it's a little bit of a challenge, actually. It's been a bit of a challenge for him to transition to a higher vibration or to a higher realm. Not because of anything about him that's negative, but this is a trauma. And when you pass through a trauma, it can take a little while. There's a shock effect. And I think people kind of have to find their sea legs, so to speak, on the other side, and contend with dealing with the trauma and the end result of that which was so many people, so much grieving, so much loss, and not only for his own family, but of course everyone that was on board. So right away, I feel like he's bringing up the crash and about, like I'm saying, the challenge to transition. Totally didn't expect it. Queen of Cups. I don't know if that's his wife or not. And this is the need of like spiritual prayer, help, crowning him. He has, okay, yeah. He's still processing things, believe it or not, according to this. So he can transition to a little bit higher realm. I think there's something holding him back, and it's to do with his own inner consciousness. This to me is prayer. He's asking, I think, for prayer. I don't think that he's like in a bad place or anything like that. But I think that he's really struggled. It's showing me that here with that sudden trauma, and is still into our near future at this time, actually working on, with that Ten of Swords, the mental, the thoughts. I get that he felt by an earlier reading off camera, as I said, that he felt responsible, a great deal of responsibility for them using his, the helicopter, the ride. And that he was devastated because it caused the death of his daughter and all these people. And I think the grief, his own grief, was just too much. Just too much is what I get. 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords. And when I see the representation here of the figure of, but this is the white buffalo calf pipe maiden, but it's pointing to getting help from spirit, from benevolent, loving, feminine, in this case, I feel like, based help, prayer, just he needs some prayer to help him move through and process his feelings about what happened. It was just devastating to him. Devastating is the word I keep getting. He felt very guilty. I didn't realize he felt so guilty. And I think that's why, right here, why I've been picking up on him, is that he's moving through this right now. And I think he's asking for a little bit of prayer. And again, this is a tarot reading. This is an entertainment channel. All my readings are for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only, to make you aware of the tool of the tarot, and its symbology and how it operates as a tool to communicate. Yeah, this really hurt him. I think just hurts him, hurts his heart, makes him very, very still pained. Very pained. That feels very fresh to him. Okay, what else am I getting? Mentally, I get he's got to get to where he can let it go, to where he's processed it enough and he feels, like, hey, I've moved through that. But he's still trying to move through. Interestingly enough, he's crossed by the Six of Swords and he's crowned by another six, the Six of Pentacles. I think it's just helping him to wrap up the end of that earthly life that he had. He just needs some extra spiritual boost. So I feel like this, I feel like he's asking for prayer. Just keep him in your prayers, and not just him, but other people that pass, I feel like in similar ways that are really unexpected. The trauma can make people have to kind of stay in a state of mind where they've got to work that out. I do get that in some cases. And it's not that they are, like I'm saying, in a bad state or anything like that, but I keep seeing him in a kind of a gray room. I can't shake that. I keep seeing him kind of, and it's almost like the atmosphere of his own guilt, the atmosphere of his own conscience, the atmosphere of his own worry, that kind of colors it that gray kind of he's got to process it. Can't describe other than to say that. Yeah, look at that. So he has a great deal of feeling of shame. He shouldn't, but I feel like there's a really strong feeling of guilt and feeling like he contributed to why they went. 9, 2 9s, and we have 10. So it does, again, echo the fact that we are looking at him wrapping up pretty soon. I think he has to go through a lot of painful feelings from his life. And we're shown that he's trying to work through it. Okay. His environment. Princess of Cups, I believe that's probably in reference to his daughter. I believe she's she had less collective, I think, time, creation of karma. And I think she's moved, waiting for him. To process his stuff, his feelings, particularly involving the kids that were on board. That just messes him up. That's what I understand. Okay. He wants to process this and wrap it up. He also fears doing it. I think because he's got to face feelings that are very powerful. The Five of Swords. Yeah, to me, he's just got to go through this feeling, a very painful feeling. And with the Five of Swords, it can be, to me, it's pain that he's got to go through. I don't know if he kind of pushed people to, I got a tag, I gotta take out this shirt, it's driving me crazy, I can't deal with tags. Thank you. Let's just pull a couple extra cards with that. The Two of Wands. I think it's the choice. Again, I think he pushed the choice to take the helicopter and may have pushed people a bit to do something I think they may have had reservations about. Yes, this is his own judgment upon himself, as well as, you know, just other things that he's got to process. Okay. And we're shown the Empress, the mother, the wife. Let's just see, move this a little bit. There is something that I think then once he moves through this, he's going to be able to, I think really, this could indicate really be able to clearly connect to or come through to his wife. Could also be his own mother. I don't know if she's still with us or not. But this to me is a much softer feeling, like he has processed a lot of very harsh feelings with regard to himself and this incident. And that choice to take the helicopter. There's just something there about that. And I don't know, to tell you the truth. I really don't know. Okay. The Hermit. Being alone. This is something that he's indicating to me that he's wants to do in private. Okay. Getting that sense of also wisdom, sharing light. I feel that his daughter's an old soul. This is to me the wife and mother, Kobe's wife and mother of Gianna. Sharing something, searching for something. What is this? I feel like it's maybe even just a sense that the mother will sense the greater transition once he goes through, his wife, once he goes through it. It just feels like to me there's something that's lighter with his energy, and he's able to, I think, watch over, guide, and communicate more clearly. I feel like telepathically, and particularly with his wife. I feel like this could be some kind of remembrance. There's just something enhanced vision, enhanced awareness, and sharing it. Something his wife is going to do. I have no idea. You know, it could be something like a grant, things like that, a memorial, but something that helps people, you know, and I'm sure she's done that. Looking at this from a different point of view, and there is the delay. Yeah, he's got to, I'm given, like, he's indicating, like, you have to sort through these things. You don't always just sprint over the line. Sometimes there's things that can occur before you've had a chance, I feel like, to completely process. And he's still got a lot of shock and a lot of guilt. Even still. But the good thing is I'm shown that he's actively right now, though it's challenging, really beginning to work through it. So let's encourage him. I can see why totally that he would feel, as a parent, guilty and gosh, I can't imagine, but I think he's working through that. But it hurt his heart, made him sad. Yeah, they're the Three of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. Just put that last line in. Yeah, so it's like he's been kind of stuck a little bit. Not stuck in but like I'm saying, where he's got to contend with some powerful emotions and get a different perspective rather than it's all my fault. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. I can't believe I'm saying that. I wouldn't think, I didn't think that he would still be holding on to some of that, but he is a little bit. He's healing it, though. This is kind of the wounded healer, the hanged man, or the hanged one. Again, I feel like this Queen of Wands is somebody on the other side that could be assisting him. Again, a very strong feminine energy. It's dealing with emotions, definitely. Okay, Queen of Swords falling under the King of Cups. I believe these are other people as well that were on the, possibly on the flight. The Three of Cups. Falling under the Three of Swords, no less. So we're getting that repeat. Yeah, we look down this way. He's working through it. We see that he's working through, and I think with a guide, with a mentor. Feeling like it's feminine. Could be a very maternal energy. Even if it's not his own mother, it could be more like the mother energy in the universe. whether you want to call, if you're Christian, you would look at Mother Mary, but it's the mother, maternal, healing, abundance card. So I'm sure there was, I know there was mothers, or at least in one lady, maybe more. I really don't know. But I feel like females, very strong here. I mean, with that Empress, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, very, very strong feminine energy that's surrounding him, kind of like a balm to go through very, very painful feelings of guilt, of betrayal, even, of just things that he's done that I feel he needs to process, and he will. It's actually very beautiful. Yes, this is the review, dealing with, looking at a review, a complete review. So I get it so tender to him to deal with this, actually, that it's delayed. He's needed a bit more time. And there's nothing wrong in that. It takes, excuse me, it takes what it takes, But I see at the end of the day, him working through that. And he has, I think, forgiveness. I'm kind of, again, I can't help but say I'm didn't expect him to just kind of get so stuck in his feelings, but I totally understand. I thought that but I get it. There's just that there was such collective mourning because so many people were lost and it affected so many families. So he doesn't take that lightly. Not at all. Not at all. In fact, he's been exceptionally hard on himself. He's just starting to be able to let go of some of that. And I think this is why they say to us that, while you're in a body on earth, get your work done. Process your feelings. Do it here. There's really something about, I think, it taking longer, or it just not you. I'm not sure. But somehow I feel that we're able to make a lot more growth more quickly here by experiencing it head on, if you will, while we're incarnate. There's a sense of, too, that it's totally, he's got to accept a different reality than what he wanted, and he has to accept what happened. Again, asking, if you really think about it, that's a considerable order, tall order for someone to deal with. So he's still processing it, and I almost feel like he's in the middle of it. All right. Let's just pull a few more cards. I thank you, Kobe, for letting me share this, and he's in my prayers, for sure. Absolutely, and his family, and any and all that were with him in that accident. and their families. I uplift everyone. Yeah, he's just got to process and become, I feel like, stronger. We become stronger through processing. There's the change with the number 7. And the Knight of Cups, again, it's emotional. And it's his introspection, his looking at, with that Knight of Cups, his feelings. I think he will give a sign as well once he's more to the other side and worked through this. There's possibility here. I feel like he wants to offer something, quite possibly. King of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. Yeah, this is like working through a bit of a mire and needing clarification. It's a message, yes. And there's something, though, that is hidden, he's showing me. I feel like this, again, is his ability to communicate, to reach out, and he'll let me know once he gets on the other side of it, kind of. Or I feel like there will be more activity. He will be capable of communicating more. The 10 of Cups, falling under the 7 of Cups. I feel like this is moving on toward ancestors. This is the family and children, and that 5 of Wands to me is, there may have been, I don't know if, was he arguing, like, yeah, well, no, we're going to go this way. This is the right way to do, there may have been something like that went on. To me, this is, again, the lack of clarity. Maybe once they were up in the air, I think that was part of the problem. There was, I think, a lot of fog. And this is a card that can be like foggy. It can be confusing. There's a lot that can obscure or make it difficult to make out what details are. There's a lot going on. So there's confusion there. I wonder if this could also be the pilot. I feel like there's some kind of arguing. Maybe he argued with the pilot. Because I feel like there's something we don't know about. He's indicating with the High Priestess. And flying. Prince of Swords. Okay, somebody will have to fill me in on that because I do not know. But what I do know is that he feels like this arguing, or that he pushed something. And that's why he feels so devastated. This is to do with family, again, extended family. And I feel like the people that were also on board with him, their families. Okay. He's like taking accountability for something. This is this restraint. 8 of Swords. Maybe in him joining them quite yet. He's got to work through these feelings. He's restrained. I kind of sense that when we have unfinished business, or when we feel really strongly about shock, the way we passed, whatever, especially if we had a decision in it, I feel like he's got to sort through those feelings, especially because it deals with families, his own as well. Oh, bless. That's really... Again, more than... I feel like he's indicating... I feel like the pilot may have... I don't know. I think he possibly pressed the pilot. I feel like the pilot... Somebody was trying to say no. Too many people. And he's saying it's okay or something. Yeah, it'll be all right. It gets worked out. I'm shown temperance, that eventually all these feelings, he's just got to process them, but especially in connection to other people that were, I think, on the flight. Wow, I did not know he felt this, this way. But I can see maybe why he would. I think he's showing me that I'm pretty sure he may have pressed the, as I'm saying, pilot to fly. There may have been some resistance on the part of some other male that was on board. Yeah, okay. So he's working on that. And then, this restraint, I think this is from, because he showed me that before, that he's got to process these feelings so he can move on. And that we all have to do that if we've got something that we need to let go of to move forward. Yes, this is gaining skills. The Lovers, joining, reunion, partnership. Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Yeah. He will move on. But he feels a great deal, he's got to deal with feelings of being negligent, of being part of it, that they wouldn't have been, he just keeps going on with that, but they wouldn't have done it if I hadn't insisted, kind of thing. But he will eventually work through this. Interesting. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. There's like it cycles out. Juggling, yep. Dealing with choices and working through that restraint that he's put on himself to deal with. Two of Cups. Again, a sense of union. I feel like with his child and other family members that are on the other side. Yeah, he'll move through it. Knight of Wands. And I see him very then able to connect and open up to family on the other side. Right now, his opening up is more limited because he's just got so much on his plate. But he's slogging through it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just want to end it out. This is the public, sometimes public areas, open areas. This is hope. I think he wants to let people know also that there is hope, give people hope. This is between, this to me is like between worlds with the star also. Ah, okay. This is the attention from the public on his case and towards him, and I feel like he's very grateful for the prayers. It does help him to get closer to transitioning completely and more fully into, I think, a higher dimension. Again, it's not that he's not, he's, how to put it, I get that he's grateful to the public. What else am I getting? This is the attention put on. And the work people have put in, I feel like prayer-wise and stuff is helpful to him. He's acknowledging that. And I feel like there's something he wants to do for the public to help on the other side eventually, once he's worked through his stuff. Yes. And here we go with recognition and overcoming. Yeah, there's balance. And I think he wants to encourage people to make choices more carefully, weigh them more carefully. Six of Pentacles. No, Six of Wands. Energy. Yeah, that helps him to get out of kind of this restraint of time where he's processing. This is a bit of a message that there's some things that are not revealed, or they're not clear, or they're not as they appear to be with that Seven of Swords. With the Four of Swords, mind at peace. I feel like these were the issues that we're not aware of that he had. I think mentally, this guy was really hard on himself. But he will have peace. He will work that out. And work out, come to peace with things. Getting something else here, though. What is that? Ace of Wands. Yeah, he's really with the Five of Pentacles. I feel like there's the need to heal. Again, he's showing me that. really taking it so deeply. Okay. And then I feel that he gets on the other side. I think he's, is he a Leo? This feels like him to me. And then he's really transitioned. He's going to continue to work on himself and his skills, and I think grow considerably on the other side. There's a lot of stuff that I have no idea about to do with him, where mentally he could really rake himself over the coals. And there were some things that he's got to come to terms with, but I see him doing it, working through it. Very difficult. You can see the cards that it was not easy for him to work through how he feels about what happened. All right, I'm going to leave that there for now. He's good, but he's letting us know that here's the reality, I have to work through feelings, and it can take time. But I'm glad to see him with the sun. That golden light, for me, is indicative of being really crossed over and developed ability to communicate. Whenever I dream of someone that's passed on, oftentimes what I'll see behind them isn't necessarily one place or another, but sometimes it's just an atmosphere. And what I'll see is usually a brilliant gold kind of foggy, beautiful light. It's just radiant, but gentle. I don't know how to describe it. Powerful, but gentle. It's beautiful. And that's what I'm getting for him at the end of this. But interestingly, he is clearing out some things that he had hoped, I think, not to be still holding on to. All right. So if you appreciate these kinds of readings where we have take a different look and allow others to share what's going on with them, even though we are here and they are in an altered state, in a different state from us, please make sure you hit the like button and make sure you're still subscribed and share with like-minded people. I thank you very much. And I'm really glad that I see him working through these issues. So when you can, just send him a positive, it's just kind of like a comforting hand on the shoulder of like, you got this, I understand this is hard for you. And I think it's something to remember in all cases where there is a similar thing, that sometimes we need to put extra prayers people's way. All right. Okay. Thank you so much.